I'm Donata. Welcome to another edition of History in Your Own Backyard. Today we are in Cincinnati, Ohio to visit the church, St. Monica, St. George, and the Newman Center. Our person today to talk to us about this magnificent edifice is Father Al Hirt. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
What can you tell us about this beautiful building?
Well, this was the dream of one of the very first pastors of St. Monica, Monsignor Keenley. The parish was founded in 1911, and the school building constructed in 1912, which was also where Mass was held during the first 12, 14 years. But he wanted to build a beautiful church here, and he worked with a new architect in Cincinnati, Edward Schulte. He also traveled Europe and looked at the Church of St. Apollinare in Ravenna. So much of the beauty of this church has its roots in what he saw there. So 1926, the final design, and then by 1928 at Christmas time, this church was dedicated. I love telling people that it was built at an extravagant cost of $250,000.
Remarkable.
The windows, which are from Munich, Germany, the Zettler Company, were 1/10 of the cost of building the church. So for $25,000, you could get 64 exquisite stained glass windows shipped here from Germany, installed. To give you an understanding of that is that about 10 years ago, we restored all of the stained glass. Every bit of stained glass was removed, and we spent about $280,000 cleaning those $25,000 windows. Well, with the cleaning of the windows, after 75 years of dirt and grime and probably incense smoke on the inside, we didn't see the kind of prisms and refracted light that we get on a day when it's sunny like this. We also wondered why we spent so much money improving the lighting in the church. All we had to do was clean the windows, and we would have had a brighter church.
And can you tell us about the altar and the ironwork above the altar as well as the stained glass?
The Byzantine is kind of the model for some of the stuff in this church. It's a neo-romanesque architecture with a lot of Byzantine features. The painting of the icons all around the church are of a Byzantine nature, and so is, I understand, this bronze grill work behind, and then the grill work above the altar. Atop the altar piece was the statue of St. Monica, St. George, a bronze piece. When we restored all that beautiful stained glass and saw Christ the King shining so brightly there, I wondered, do we really need St. Monica in front of Christ the King? So we moved that statue to a niche over on the other side of the church.
And St. Monica also has her own stained glass window in the church as well.
Right, and there are also windows down the side of the church that have some of the history of St. Monica with her son, St. Augustine. The detail of painting in the church, from every spot almost covered, this stenciling, was done, I think, in 1936. So after the church was dedicated in 1928, some years later, they got around to doing all of this painting.
And as you mentioned before, there is hardly a place in the church that is not decorated in some way.
Interestingly, when St. George and St. Monica merged in 1993, there was a triptych of St. George that was brought here to St. Monica Church. It sat away for a few years, and finally some people said, we want that displayed. Well, lo and behold, there was one wall that didn't have something painted, and it was placed over there in what's now the choir area. If it had been 2 inches larger, it would not have fit in there. It almost looks like it belonged there from the beginning. In the back of the church is this beautiful rose window
Oh, yes.
that faces the west.
Yes.
And when the sun sets at different times of the year, that especially the oranges and the reds in there are just aglow. Historically, this has a very important place in the Archdiocese because in 1938 it became the cathedral for the Archdiocese of Cincinnati. Reading some history, I understand that the downtown cathedral was in serious disrepair. Truly, the floor was such that people were going to start falling through it. Also, I think the neighborhood in the 1930s was such that people were not attracted to going downtown in that area. And so the Archbishop at the time, I think Archbishop McNicholas, moved the cathedral here to St. Monica. In 1950, a new Archbishop, Archbishop Alter, did a major fundraising campaign in the Archdiocese, much of it for the extension, renovation of the downtown cathedral. So in 1957, the cathedral moved back downtown. So this is the only church in the Archdiocese that has the distinction of having been, at least for a while, almost 20 years, the cathedral.
Absolutely.
We still have some little folding chairs in the back of the church that printed on the back, St. Monica Cathedral.
Is that right?
Those had to be good chairs.
Yes, to last that long.
That's right.
Tell us something about the new solar panels that you have on campus here.
Along with the LED lighting here in the church and everywhere else, we also invested in an array of solar panels. And those are put on the top of the old school building and on one side of a maintenance garage that faces the sun. So that project of lighting solar panels was about a $160,000 investment that was completely paid for by members of the parish who really believe in using renewable energy. And we are making significant savings each month now on that electric bill. So I think we're the first parish in the Archdiocese of Cincinnati to make such a large effort, at least, on the solar panels. Other parishes have done what we're doing here with the LED lighting, but I don't think anybody else has taken the step to go solar. So we're hoping to we're the cathedral, now we're having our own historical moment of being the first to go this route.
And tell us a little bit about the Newman Center and the University of Cincinnati connection.
With the merger of St. George and St. Monica in 1993, the Newman Center had been at St. George since the early or mid-70s. The Newman Center is the Catholic outreach to the University of Cincinnati, as it is on every state campus. There's a Newman Center. So we are that Newman Center here, which means that almost half of the people who come to church here on a given Sunday are college students or graduate students or many other young adults who find themselves attracted to the kind of youthful vitality. You look at this building and you see ancient tradition and a traditional church, but inside of this is a worship that is truly alive with so many young people bringing their gifts and talents musically and in so many other ways. So we, as a Newman Center, we sponsor a lot of programs on campus, particularly for students. The retreats and the service projects, the sacramental opportunities. We also work with some of the faculty, other offices of the university, trying to build that relationship between the Catholic Church and the university. It is amazing that we hold in this parish, happily, people of different persuasions in terms of how they want to express their Catholicism. So I think some of the most conservative people can be very happy here in this environment, even if sometimes the liturgy is something different than what they would expect in a setting like this. And the students just love coming here in the ambiance of this, but also knowing that there's an alive kind of liturgical experience Sunday by Sunday.
Thank you for visiting with us today. with history in your own backyard in Cincinnati, Ohio, at St. Monica, St. George Church, and the Newman Center. And remember, travel slowly and stop often.